All right, I got a little Casey Jones by the Grateful Dead for you today. We're going to have this little riff to start it off. Okay, so we got these two little eights, bottom two strings, hammering into the 10th fret of the second string while trying to keep that so tall you can hear both strings still ringing. Back to the eights, and then G string, quick slide with that middle finger, 9 to 7, 5 on the G string after that. Then you got a big 7 here on the D string to 3, so we got. And then we're going to go from 5 to 7 on that D string. Quick slide, 5, 5 to the C right there on the G string, 5th fret. Okay, so that's our intro. Let's do it one more time real slow. Got the hammer on, we got the two eights, hammering into the 10, the second string. And back to eights. Now 9th fret G string, quick slide to the 7, 5, 7, down to the 3 down there. And then 5 to 7, 5, 5. So that's our new part. We're going to have a C chord. So it's a boom, bump, boom, and then F chord. And then, so a couple places you could do this. You could do this down here. Or you could go. So a few different spots. You could do little 1 on the first fret on the small string, 3 on the 3rd string, to the 2s. And you could go kind of hit that low note. Then we're gonna have this little riff here, sliding into the 9 on the G to the 8s on the bottom. So that verse thing is like C, F, and you could go. Slide into that thing, or you could do it up here. Just don't worry about the low note. You're kind of doing the same thing. And then you're already in that position up there to do that one. So we got C to F. Do that twice. Whichever way you want to do it. And then we're going to have that riff again from the beginning. Okay, then we're going to have C to the D, F, G, C, D again. Then we're going to have this series of chords, F to E7, C to G. So F is 3, 2, 1, 1, E7 is 2, 1, 3 open, C is 2, 0, 1 open, G is open and 3 in the bottom. So from that new part, we had C to D, F to G, C to D. They have these chords, F, E7, C, G. Now there's a little riff you could do with that too. Or, okay, so we have a little riff here. We're going to go 5 to 7, ring finger, big string, 6 on the second string, and then 7, 5 on the G to 7 on the big one. Then we're going to come down to this 5 on the second string, and then 7, 4, 6 on the big one. And then 5, 7, 5, 4, 8 on the second string. Okay, so. So that's a little recurring riff that's going to pop back in and out. So let's take a look at what we have so far. We have the intro riff. have C to F, or we can play that a little different. Got that riff again. Now we're going to have the C to the D, F to G, C to D. Then we're going to have that riff. Now our chorus is C to F again. Riff. Now we have this C. Let's do these fives for the C. C sharp to D, F, G, C to D. Same riff. You could also hit that on the bottom three down there. You could also go like a, not always have to hit the high note. Kind of builds as it goes to the high note. Okay, so once again, that new one was like a C. And then it has that lady in red thing, so. F to G. C to D. Once again, those chords on that change is like F. You can do an F like this, 7, 5, and 6, or you could do F to the E7, 2, 1, 3, 0, C to G, and then we have chorus again, C to F, intro riff. Now we have Bob Weir's solo. Okay, so he hits the C twice. Then we're going to hit the hammer on, open to 2 on the big one. O2 on the G to that 1 down there on the B. So it's boom, boom. Then we're going to slide 2 to 4 on the big one. 2, 4 to 3. Back to that 4, so we got. Then we're going to go. So I'm sliding into the 7 on the big one, hitting the 6 on the second string. Doing that twice. Then we're going to go. So we're going to hit the 1 and the 3, and then the 3s, and then hammer on 3 to 5 in the second, to that 3 there. So we got. That's that same turnaround. So Jerry Garcia's solo is next. Starts on the 8th fret here. So we're going to go 8, 10, 11, and 12. Give that some vibrato there. We're going to go 2nd string, 13, 12, 11, and then G string, 12 to 14 slide. So we got starting on the 8, and then 13, 12, 11 on the 2nd string, going to the 3rd string, okay, so once again we got, and then we got this little 13, and these notes slide back there on the G string, goes down to the 9 there, and then again. So that one kind of goes down, quick up, down again, and then chromatic. And then go to that lower string. So you got and then we're back into that intro riff. And then we got a verse, C to D, F to G, C to D. We got that riff. Then we got the chorus, C to F. This one. Now this is going to go twice as long as normal. And then it's going to start going C, kind of chugging away, B flat, F, F, back to C, and C, B flat, F, back to C. I'm in the train, don't you better watch your speed. So it kind of waits till the end each time. Go back to that C, hang that F. Right at the end there, you go back to that C. So these last chords are A minor 7, 2, 2, 1, 3, D7, 0, 2, 1, 2, G7, 0, 0, 0, 1, and C, 2, 0, 1, 0. So we're coming out of that B flat, F, back to the C, and we got A minor 7, and you know that notion, right? D7, G7 to C. So it ends up having a little chromatic, little walk down right there. So we got. All right, Casey Jones by the Grateful Dead, based on kind of the old folklore Casey Jones tunes of old times and the Railroad Man and all that. Okay, hope you all dug that. Thanks for watching Damon's Baritone Uke Joint. There will be a tab with this. Please like and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Here's one for Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead. May he rest in peace. Phil Lesh and Robert Hunter got together on this one. I guess Phil Lesh had all of the melodies, all the chords, everything worked out, and just handed it to Hunter and said, I just need you to put words in there. And he knocked him out, and it's a great song. So once again, rest in peace, Phil Lesh. So let's go ahead and through all these lines. This is going to have a chords and lyric sheet to go with it. It's a very complicated song as far as there's a lot of different lines of chords that go with all these words. So the first thing, you could just play A. If you wanted to get tricky, you could do like this one finger A. And that's that like little kind of a D shape. So 4, 2, and 3. And then you could go. That's a little sus chord trick there. So we got. Okay, so that'd be like an 8-bar intro there. So you could just, like I say, just strum A for all that. But then when we get going into the first line, this is gonna be look out of any window, any morning, any evening, any day. This is going to be D, A minor, E minor, C, and then G twice. So I'll count them off as we go. So we got D, 2, 3, and A minor, E minor, C, and then G for 2 bars. Next line, D, A minor, E minor. Then we're going G to A major twice. Now this is D to G, A minor, and then E minor for just 2 beats down to D. So that's a line that goes, what do you want me to do for you, to see you through? Whenever you hear a line like that, it's gonna start D to G, then it's gonna go A minor, but then the E minor is only gonna be 2 beats back to D for 2 bars. So, what do you, G, want me to do? A minor, 2, 4, and then just 2 beats, 1, 2, D. And then we have a little turnaround, C to D. This is all the dream we dream. A minor, G, 2 bars. Now we got the next verse, D to A minor, E minor. Okay, so that one's a little tricky. So that's walk out of any doorway. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it has 3 E minor beats, and then it has actually 5 beats of C before it goes to 2 bars of G. So walk out, A minor, feel your way like the day before. So if you know the song, you can kind of just feel your way through that part, like kind of he says in the lyrics. So anyway, one more time on that. Walk out of any doorway, feel your way like the day before. Next line, we got D to A minor. You'll find that right, E minor, G, then A twice. Then we have that, what do you want me to do? What do you, going to G? We're gonna have the A minor, 2 beats of E minor down to D. Then we got another turnaround, A minor to C, G, D twice. Okay, now we have the guitar solo, which is also the bridge later on that says just a box of rain, wind and water, etc. So here are going to be the chords for that. It's going to go G and G again, then A minor, E minor, then C to A major, to D for 2 bars. Then we're going back to G twice, A minor, E minor. Now we're going C to D, E minor, and then A for 4 bars. Okay, then we resume with another verse, D to A minor, E minor, C, this one's kind of straight, G twice. Next verse part, D, A minor, E minor, G, A for 2 bars. And then it's, what do you, G, want me to do? A minor, 2 beats of E minor, and D. Turn around, C, E minor, D, G twice. So let's do that turnaround again. We got, it's all a dream we dreamed one afternoon long ago. Now we got another verse, walk into splintered sunlight. D, A minor, E minor, C, G twice. Second half of that verse, maybe you're tired and broken, E minor. Now this one's going G to A major twice. And then we got that D to G. What do you want hum it to do A minor, E minor 2 beats, D. Now we got a turnaround, a box of rain, A minor to C, and then G, D twice. Now we got the bridge again, double G, just a box of rain, A minor, E minor, and then C to A major, D twice. So here goes the second line of that bridge, double G, A minor, E minor, wind and the rain. This is gonna go C to D, in and out the window, and then E minor, like a moth, A. 4 bars of that. And then we have the chorus. It's gonna go D to E minor. Just a box of rain, I don't know who put it there. Then another D to B minor, if you need it, and then G to A. Believe it if you dare. Here's the last line. D to E minor again, box of rain, then G to D, oh ribbon for your hair. E minor twice, such a long, long time to be gone. G, and a short time to be. Now we got chords all in a row right here. We got D, C, G, D, and then this A sus. You can go 2, 2, 3, and open there. All right, Box of Rain. Rest in peace, Phil Lesh. Please like and subscribe. See you soon. Okay, so here goes a lesson on Friend of the Devil by the Grateful Dead in honor of Jerry Garcia's birthday today, August 1st. We're going to start out, this is like a G chord. So we're going to use this walking bass thing here. We're going to go, it's basically like 5th fret up here on the D string, and then you play the rest of that chord, which is just kind of a G chord. So we're going to move to this F sharp bass, and then we're going to move to this E bass. We got to change our fingers and then to a D bass. So we have. Okay, so that's the first part. Let's try that. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 chord, 4 chord, 2 chord, open chord. One more time. 2, 3 and. Okay, one more time. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's easy enough. The weird thing is just having to kind of flip your fingers to finagle that different way of doing the chord up here. Now the next chord, because we don't have the low bass A string that a guitar would have, we're going to flip this around. We're going to do the C note here. So the C note on the 2nd string, 1st fret, to the C chord, and then we're going to go to the open. So we're trying to basically play a C chord this whole time, just like we did a G chord that whole time. We're trying to basically do that C chord 4 times, but we have this moving bass thing to do within it. It's not a bass since it's in the higher register, I suppose, at this point, but C to the B, and we're gonna go ahead and keep that whole chord like an E minor looking chord right there. So C to the B. Then we're gonna switch here. This looks like an A minor, because now we're back to the notes of the C chord, but we have an A note in it, so we can get that walking thing in the middle of it. So, and then we're gonna go to the G string open and hit that C chord again. So that was a C note to the C chord, a B note to what looks like an E minor chord at this point, and then an A note to what looks like an A minor chord, a G note which looks back to a C chord. So that way you get the note and the chord, note and chord, note and chord, just like a walking bass line with the chord on top. We just have it a bit inverted now. So it is a little weird to kind of flip that stuff around, but let's look at that one more time. Okay, so that's your first part. That's kind of the main riff of the song. Okay, so that happens to set up the verse, and then it goes a couple times in the verse as well. And then we're gonna go to a D chord. We're gonna do a little alternating bass type thing. You could kind of look at that as like the bass note, and then the 2 top strings, and then you're gonna alternate with this 3rd string note. So you could be hitting like the whole chord and then the bass note, those 3 notes on the bottom. But if you kind of make it like you're just hitting the 2, then you feel that separation between those moving bass notes. Okay, so that D is gonna go. Then we're gonna go to A minor, but we're gonna start in this G string, which is the A. We're gonna alternate to the bigger string. Back to the D. Back to A minor, starting on the G string. Back to D. Now we could just do that 4 times and be back to this. But if you want to add something, on the 4th one, go. So open, open, 2, 4, 5, back to the beginning. A minor. Once again, this would be the easy way. Just do the D 4 times and come back. But if you want it to make it a little more fancy, now the 4th time, boom, 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 boom. So there's 3 verses like this in a row. Now let's go to the D again. Now if you want to get a little fancy, you go. So you might do a little double, a little down up on that. Now we're going to get into the bridge. This is going to have a little slidey thing. So that's going to be just that D chord sliding from 1 fret below into its place. So. And then there's a little riff. And that's where you have the D with that 3rd fret down here, D sus4, to the D, and then to the open on that bottom string, which is a D sus2, back to the D. So it'd be. Okay, then we're gonna make this simple on this C chord. So we're not gonna do anything fancy. There's some fancy little fills and stuff going on there. We're gonna make this part easy. So we got the D, 3 of those slides, and then the riff, C, and basically just going boom, jang, boom, boom, jang, boom, jang, boom, boom, jang. There's a lot of like things with a bass and then the chord. You know, it gives you a lot of kind of like separation to make things sound a little bit fancier. Especially if sometimes you do like a down-up double stroke there on the chord, and then sometimes you don't. You kind of alternate. It sounds like it has like more depth to it, you know. Now the second time we get to this D on the bridge, we actually hit the chord straight without sliding it, and we slide it after. And instead of that whole bum bum ba-dum, this one just goes like. So it kind of does that D and then sliding from the D flat into the D like 3 times. And then it hits the chord kind of normal. Dum, da, dum, dum. And then it just pulls that pinky in and out. That's sus4. So. Then we're going to go to A minor, C, D. So it's kind of quick on that C going back to the D after the A minor. C to the D. And then we're back ready for another verse. But let's hit that bridge one more time. So we got. C. And then we won't slide it first. Then we slide. A minor. Quick C to the D. So now we're to the next verse. A minor, D, A minor, D. Now we're gonna have a solo. Bridge coming up. Slide. C. And chord, slide, chord, slide. A minor. C, back to D. Then we're gonna have the last verse. On the D. Beautiful song by Garcia and Hunter. Happy birthday to the great Jerry Garcia.